Alright guys, so this is like the third or fourth pond for the day. We got one gator in. He was 5'10". This gator I just saw up on the bank. Somebody came outside and spooked him. So hopefully he stays here. Problem is there's like a straight shot to the intercoastal over there, and if he heads for that would mean game over for the day. So hopefully that's not what just happened, but I do not see him. So shoot, that would really stink. All right, I'm gonna go over there and see if I could see him. See if I could find this guy and make sure he didn't come into this culvert right here. There's like an overflow on the backside that goes into the intercoastal. And if that happened, he would definitely be done for the day. So I don't see any sediment stirred up right there. So hopefully he's just chilling over there somewhere. Or just hopefully he just didn't go for the intercoastal. Let's see if he'll pop back up here. Heard him jump in. Hopefully he pops right back up.
Where he's been laying, same spot as normal back down where you're at.
Right. Yeah, he was just up on the bank, like right over here. So even if I see a bubble trail, the problem is this pond has so much stuff. Hey duck, I bet you want that gator out of here, huh? So he was up on the bank, like right over here, and jumped off into the water. Don't see any bubbles. Let's see if he came back this way or not. So the intercoastal's like right there. If he ends up heading in there, he'd be done for the day. So done for the day here anyway. I still got quite a few more ponds to go check. So I'm just kind of scanning this pond with my binoculars right now, see if I can see him. There's so much debris in there. He could be hiding pretty well. So he like jumped into the water pretty forcefully, but I didn't see like any sort of like a ruckus or a bubble trail or like any sediment stirred up from the bottom, like he like really took off. He could be up in that grass on the far side, but or he could just be in the water, just chilling there, sitting on the bottom. They'll do that a lot. But real quick, I'm gonna walk back here and see what this looks like. The tide's pretty high right now, so hopefully, okay, he's got somewhat of a straight. Nah, he'd have to work to get through here. All right, that's good news. Good news is I don't think he came through here. This would be pretty tough for him to go through. So hopefully he's still in the pond and didn't go for that culvert on the far side. I'll start inching my way to where he was when he went down. Let's see what he does. See if he'll pop up somewhere. Sometimes I'll drag the bottoms of ponds like these, but this one's got so much debris, like it's pretty much guarantee that I will get snagged. Like even seeing the gator, this will be a hard one, even just to cast on him. But, so there's a good chance he could have went into this tall grass over here too, or like up along that bank line over there. Lots of hiding spots for him in here. The other day I was looking for a gator. He got a little spooked, went into the water, and like every time I would look for him in my binoculars, when I would put my binoculars down, he would be right in front of me, like 10 feet, and then he would get spooked and go under. But every time I would put my binoculars to my face, I would miss him, basically. It was driving me crazy. Something right there, some little bubbles. Sorry guys, I'm here in St. Augustine, Florida, looking for live nuisance alligators. I caught one this morning already. He was like 5'10". Not huge, but he'd been eating some chickens and stuff. This gator here looked like he could be around 5 foot. So again, not huge, but he's coming up into their yard, into their enclosure up there. So definitely want to get him out of here. All the gators I catch are nuisance alligators. I catch them live. And they're all called in. I have permits to catch all these gators, so it's not like I'm just riding around looking for alligators in neighborhoods to catch. I try to post videos on Mondays. I missed this week. I did post a pretty cool shark video yesterday. Me and my wife and son were at the beach the other day, and we were flying our drone around, and there were sharks right in the surf. Like, it was crazy. I mean, like swimming between people and the shore. And like, I mean, these things were in like knee to waist deep water. Crazy. We got to go do some shark fishing coming up soon. First, I got to run these gator permits. Guys, thanks for watching, liking, hopefully subscribing. Like I said, I post videos on Mondays. I'm a nuisance alligator trapper here in the state of Florida. I catch almost all these gators, or really all these gators, live. And I absolutely love doing it. So I got here, I saw the gator. He was sitting up on the bank, pretty much where I'm standing. He got spooked, jumped off into the water. I haven't seen him since. Lots of little hiding areas for him in here, but I'll give him a little bit longer, see if he'll pop up. There's a possibility that he went into the culvert. Hopefully not, but if he did that, he would definitely be done for the day. So this community here has a long-standing permit for me to catch their gators. So most permits expire like 45 days from when they're issued. So I have 45 days to catch the gators. Like I said, this one's got a long-standing permit that just got approved, which took a little while. So this gator's kind of been here terrorizing these poor people for a good little bit now. So we're real thankful that I'm finally able to hopefully catch him and get him out of here. seeing zero sign of him though. I'm not seeing him. I'm not seeing any bubble trails, no sediment, like no ripples, nothing moving along the banks. Like none of the grass moving, nothing. There is a very good chance that he never came up and he went right for that culvert. But we'll give him a couple more minutes and see what he does. Hi Ava Sharp, how are you doing? Yeah, I'm up in St. Augustine, Florida right now, catching live nuisance alligators. I have a couple more to check on up here, kind of all within the same neighborhood. So if there are any more within here, I'll be able to go live again pretty quickly. And then I'll be heading down a little further south, going to Flagler Beach, Benell, and then I think I have one more that I need to check on in Ormond. But give this guy a couple more minutes, like I said. It's not over there. So I've caught some gators out of this little pond before. Has a pretty steady flow of gators. It backs up right to the intercoastal. So they come in and out. You know, a lot of people think gators won't live in salt water, but they will. A lot of them not for too long, but they will, especially like this time of year when the mullet are running pretty thick. We'll just sit along the banks and chow down on some mullet. But then they'll come into these little community neighborhoods, bask, and sometimes find their way into here. And sometimes they'll find their way into these communities and get fed. And I always tell people, don't feed them obviously, but I tell people basically a fed gator is a dead gator. Like once you start feeding gators, they really become a nuisance. They start losing their fear of people. They start associating people with food, and then when the people don't have food, they get mad, and that's when people get bit, hurt, even killed. So I haven't done anything to put any pressure, like real pressure on this gator. And it wasn't even me that spooked him. It was somebody came outside and spooked him. He jumped off into the water. So a lot of times, like with that, they really won't go too far. They'll normally kind of hang around and wait to see what's happening. But he could have, like I said, went for that culvert. He could just be chilling under these bushes or that tall grass over there. I'm trying to scan with my binoculars, but I am not seeing anything. And gators can stay underwater for quite a long time. This gator didn't look huge. He looked like he was probably around 5 foot or so. But still, I mean, even 5 footers, while I'm trying to catch them, even in these scenarios, I've had them stay underwater for 20, 30, even 40 minutes. But just because I have so many gators to try and catch today in so little time, may not spend too long here, especially with him not popping back up. And like, I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing any bubbles, ripples, splashes, nothing moving along the edge, no grass moving, nothing. So I'll head back out toward that culvert and toward the street. I'll see if he'll pop up, see where he decides to go, or if he's just gone. If he went for that culvert, he's definitely not coming back here anytime soon. I'll walk over real slow though, see if I see anything along that edge or see any kind of movement. They're super stealthy. Most of the time they really don't want to be seen by people. So they'll do anything they can not to be seen. They're really smart and patient. There are some bubbles right over here. And some more. They're all coming this way. Again, I don't know if that's from him or if that's just bubbles. It could be from anything. Could be from him, fish, turtles, whatever. I don't see like a true distinctive like bubble trail, so I'm gonna come over here, see if I see any sediment going into that culvert. Give him a couple more minutes, see if he pops up somewhere. Show his little face, show me where he's at. And then we'll move on to some more. So right under these coquina rocks here is where that culvert is. Let's see, I see some comments there. Give me just a second. Sorry, I try to read comments, but sometimes it's hard where I'm either like looking for a gator or sometimes trying not to get bit by one. Busch Gardens. I have been to Busch Gardens, but it has been a very, very long time. And Ava, thanks for subscribing. I appreciate that very much. Yeah, I haven't been to Busch Gardens in years and years and years. So I work up here in St. Augustine. I work for the fire department full-time, and then I do this part-time. I mean, it seems full-time. I spend a lot of time doing it, but I do love it. So I live down in New Smyrna Beach, though. So we're kind of close-ish to the Brevard Zoo. We do go there pretty often. They got a couple gators there, big gators. They just I think I saw on Facebook, they just revamped their enclosure. They got a couple American crocodiles too, which are friggin' awesome animals. A lot of people don't realize it. We do have crocodiles here in Florida, and they are supposed to be here. We do have a lot of non-native animals in Florida, but the crocodiles, they are native. A lot of most of them are down like in the southern Everglades and northern Keys. And Florida is the only place in the world that you can find alligators and crocodiles, other than some zoos, and they cohabitate. Pretty cool creatures. Alligators and crocodiles are basically like the last surviving dinosaurs. I see some bubbles going up into that grass. Kind of thinking that's what this guy did. That's pretty awesome. I've seen him bellow up here at the alligator farm in St. Augustine. I've honestly never seen it happen in the wild. And I've grown up here. I've lived in Florida. grew up around water and alligators my whole life. I've seen some alligators fight in the wild when I was a younger kid, which that was one of the coolest, craziest things I've ever seen. But I've never seen them bellow. I'm sure this gator's popped back up. He's probably just hiding off in this tall grass somewhere. So I think I'm gonna have to move on from here for the day. Once I get back to the truck though, I will show you guys the gator that I have in there. He was 5'10", so just under 6 foot. He was at a multi-use piece of property. It was a vet office, home, farm. So there's a vet office that him and his family live there on a farm. So one of the big issues was they had like 100 chickens, they said, at one point. Went on vacation, came back, and now they have about 15 chickens left. And there was a gator in the pond. So odds are Mr. Alligator was eating their chickens. So they wanted them caught. There was possibly 2 more gators there, but I didn't see any of them. I just saw the one that I have. So I'll go ahead and set some of the stuff back, start breaking some of this down, and I'll show that gator, and we'll move on to the next pond. Good morning, sir. How are you? Oh, not too bad. All right, give me just a second to get this hand line put up. This is my hand line that I'm putting together here. A lot of times once I get the gators up close to the bank, especially anything like around 6 foot and over, and depending on how they're hooked, I'll throw this big hook on them. It's on a rope. I'll use that to get them up to the bank to help get them caught. Once I get them up to the bank, I have like a dog catcher's catch pole that I'll use right here. Basically the same thing a dog catcher would use. Put a GoPro on it, get some pretty cool footage out of that. Yeah, and then once I do that, I'll get them up to the bank, make sure they're good and tired before I jump on their back, so they don't death roll with me on their back. And then I'll unlock my truck. Once I do that, I'll tape up their mouth and cover their eyes. When I cover their eyes, it helps keep them calm. There's a guy I caught earlier today. Try and zoom in there a little bit. There he is. So his eyes are covered. Hey, David Boyd. I can use a bobber sometimes. I mean, I can use anything since I'm a trapper. You know, I can even hang baited hooks, which I try to never do. But one of the guys that I help hung a baited hook yesterday that I think the gator's taking the bait, so I'll be headed that way shortly. But that's a good little ways from here. But I think it was 2 videos ago, I caught like a 7 foot something gator that was being fed. And I ended up using like my docking boat bumper to draw him out. And he couldn't stand it. Like he finally was like coming out after it. I was finally able to get a good cast on him and catch him. But yeah, for some reason they like the color white. So like, you know, bobbers, buoys, marshmallows. That's why a lot of people, like in Louisiana too, they'll do the airboat swamp tours, and they'll ride out there to the swamp, find gators, throw marshmallows out. Gators will eat the marshmallows. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to put my stuff away so I can head over to the next pond. Gators will eat the marshmallows. They see they're bigger white floating on the surface. I think it's a free, easy meal. But yeah, that's a gator we caught earlier today. He was 5'10", just under 6 foot. got him taped up. It was pretty quick. Give me just a second. What do I see over there? See something happening in the water. Let me see. Nope, I don't think it was the alligator. I think it was a little bit of wind came through. It was weird though, it was just in one spot. Like I thought it could have been like a pretty good bubble trail from him. Sorry, I completely lost track and have no idea what I was just talking about. But yeah, this is a gator we just caught earlier today, 5'10". We got a couple more to go check. I'm gonna end this live and then hopefully be live again in just a few minutes. I try not to go live all the time though, unless I see the gators. So I'll head over to these ponds. Hopefully I'll see them and we'll get a couple gators in the back of the truck. If I don't see any here, I know I'll be live again in the next couple towns over. Like I said, I'll be in Volusia, Flagler County. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish these up and head that way. Thanks for watching, liking, subscribing, guys. I try to post Mondays on or videos on Mondays, and yeah, I just started live streaming again. I was live streaming on TikTok, but they started banning me, so I came over and